So this morning, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit upset, which I don't like doing, right? So I go to Starbucks, get a coffee, ask them if it can be hot. The guy says yes. I said okay, and then they give me this, but then realize that's an easy fix. Okay, I'm gonna do a full review of the Una. This is the second time I sleep on it. The ground conversion kit is what I've slept both times. Alright, so as you can tell, it is all dew on top. Now, we don't care about this, right? We care about what's under. Okay, I already took my stuff. I already took my stuff, but you can tell it is very, very wet inside. And the reason why it's wet is it's an open tent, right? This does not protect you. The moisture, the droplets drop on this one and then go on the side, or if you touch it too much, it's gonna come on you when you're inside, touching it from the inside. Now this maybe I can set up a little bit better, because when I was sleeping I was literally touching the green, which you don't want, because if you're touching the green, then all the water comes on this mesh. With that said, this tent I would say use summertime, because tonight it dropped down to the 50s. You are not insulated, you're not protected in any way, because it's mesh. Look at it, it's mesh. It is not like a rain fly and under that a tent. Like I have the Right Line tent that I'm going to do a review as well soon, but the Right Line tent has a rain fly and it has an actual tent, right? An actual fabric material. So I cannot say about if I sleep on a tree, which I'm going to try soon, but for the ground it's good. I have the ground kit here, which really insulates you from the ground. That is great. It is kind of a Tyvek type of material, so it's hard. If you have some rocks or anything, it's not gonna pierce it. I mean, unless you force it, of course. But also it has a bathtub effect, right? See how the edges are like this? So if it's raining nighttime, nothing will come. You can see how it's here or here, right? If it's raining nighttime, it's not gonna come into your tent, which is good. The pegs are good for grass and soil. Yeah, I was at Joshua Tree trying to set up this tent, and Joshua Tree, the soil is like hard, like rocks, so I had to use my Right Line pegs that are iron, and I had to hammer them down very, very hard with an actual hammer, because it was very tough. So it is not all-terrain tent, I would say. You can use it for setting like this, obviously, where the grass is kind of soft, the soil is soft, or for trees, right? Like this is what was designed for. But the ground conversion kit, it's not bad. It's pretty decent, I would say. The price point, I think I bought it for 300 bucks. I would say it's not a bad investment. It is not the lightest tent. I'm going to list on the screen how much its weight is. But it's not the lightest tent for backpacking. If you're trying to get a high-end, the lightest tent ever, if you're doing a multi-day multi-day trip. First of all, if you do a multi-day trip, I would not really, if you're a hiker, right, experienced professional, not professional, but experienced hiker, I would not suggest this tent, and I'll tell you why. The ground conversion kit becomes very heavy, and you can not, maybe you would not find trees all the time where you hiking. Maybe you hiking in Joshua Tree, and there's no trees there that you can attach it as is intended to. But the ground conversion kit, first of all, you have this is heavy, right? This will be heavy, or then without it. And then you have that Tyvek type of material that I said. This is also an extra piece. Now, I'm not gonna say you got a couple of extra pegs, sure, but just for the tree tent, you have the rainfly and the body, the blue thing that you see inside. That's pretty much it. Then some pegs and stuff, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty light, not as light as another tent that is more expensive, obviously, that it can be. But for a day, maybe two, that you're not going to be hiking a lot of miles, sure, I will take it. But if you're doing a multi-day hike, like 5, 6, 7 day hike, definitely get a professional tent, or something lighter, something that you can actually use on every terrain possible. Because this, I don't think you can use on every terrain possible. Like I said, on very, very hard, tough ground, I had a hammer because I'm with my car, right? I have an actual hammer. You would not be carrying a hammer in your backpack when you're backpacking. So depending on the terrain, I would say, if the terrain is like this, or Appalachian Trail terrain, you can take it, but you gotta sleep on the trees all the time, because otherwise you have to pack that pole and you have to pack the bottom of the ground conversion kit. Or maybe without packing the bottom, you have to pack tieback. But again, also, if it's cold, this is a summer tent. That's how I decided to call it, because the mesh is open, right? It doesn't protect you from wind or from anything. It is great if it's summer, it's not blowing a lot of wind. You can really look up and see the stars. It's awesome. Well, yeah, that's all I can think of right now for the tent. It is good for not multi-day hikes, or if you hike to a place that is 2, 3, 4, 5 miles and you stay there for a few days, sure. But if you hike what I did in the Appalachian Trail, I'm going to list the video somewhere here and the link down below. We hiked, I don't know how many miles, but we then went for 5 days. I would not carry this one for 5 days. All right, and I'll do a video for the right line, which is a totally different tent. It's attaching to a car, or it can be a standalone tent, but it's way bigger. I think it's rated for 6 people. This is one person only. This is Una. This is just one person. All right, guys. Well, simple way to support the channel is to hit subscribe and leave me a comment if you have any suggestions on what other videos to make. Peace.